All right, guys. So in this video, what we're going to be talking about, especially with season 4, I mean, where the hell is it? It should be coming out almost any minute now. And what a perfect time to bring this video to you guys. What we're talking about is how you can reach Conqueror in season 4, whether you're playing squads, duos, solos, TPP, or FPP. I'll be helping you guys with some strategies and some tips that will help you along the way. So first and foremost, what you're going to need to do, and real quick, a disclaimer, if you guys are looking for a high kill game, or if you're looking, for 15 or 29, kills, it's not going to be this video. This is going to be all about strategy, how to position yourself, and how to attack when you need to. And that's where the debate kind of comes in, whether this is a survival game or whether this is a shooter game. And you can pretty much say that it's both. It's very dependent on what you're doing. It's a survival game if you're somebody that is ranking up. I mean, just plain and simple. If you're trying to reach Ace or if you're trying to reach Conqueror, it's pretty much going to be a survival game. I'll explain what I mean by that in a little bit. It's a shooter game if you're, like some other YouTubers, where you're down in gold or down in platinum, you're looking for those high kill games. It doesn't matter if you die early or not. You're just going after those high kill games and having a lot of fun. So, the biggest reason a lot of people will wonder, why people don't drop hot as you are progressing through the different leagues and the different tiers. Once you're getting into, Diamond 2, Diamond 1, Olive Crown, of course, Ace, and until you reach Conqueror, and especially I'll use solos as an example. The biggest thing is if you're dropping hot or you're dropping where there's a lot of people, basically in solos, if you don't make it into the top 15, you're losing points. And then in the top 15, that could be the fifth circle, the fourth or fifth circle before you get into the top 15. And that's a lot of time wasted if you end up dying before that and you get a minus. So it's just something to consider where you are dropping, and that's all what this is about. I'll have 3 different examples in this video. Obviously, we're doing a lot of editing, showing you guys some of the highlights. But this one, we're going to be getting a chicken dinner. The next one is where you're dropping remote and you have a big surprise waiting for you. And then I have the third clip you guys are going to see is going to be another chicken dinner where I'll go ahead and outline everything. This one's going to be a little bit longer just because there's more to explain. And again, with these tips and with these strategies, it's going to help you push to Conquer. The first tip is to push early. Do not wait. Remember, to get Conquer, not anyone gets it. It's the top 500 in that server and in that game that you are playing. So you have to remember that. And that's why Ace is kind of like purgatory. You just kind of hang out in Ace until you get into that top 500 where you really, really have to push. So the first tip, and as you guys are going to see in all these videos, is to drop remote. Whether it's Erangel, whether it's Miramar, do not try to push and rank up in Sanhok. Not to mention, even in a chicken dinner in Sanhok, you're not going to be getting a lot of points. Granted, the gameplay, the games are much shorter, but despite on the contrary, what we thought originally when Sanhok came out is, oh, we can squeeze in more games, you can rank up faster there. No, there's obviously going to be a balance. So a chicken dinner in Sanhok is not going to get you as many points as a chicken dinner in Erangel or in Miramar. Plus, Sanhok is just a freaking mess. So for sure, Erangel or Miramar. And Miramar actually, if I'm not mistaken, you get more points actually on Miramar. More specifically because the games are longer. So always dropping remote, looting as quickly as you possibly can. And the biggest thing is knowing your zones, knowing when to rotate, which you guys are going to see in this video or in this game right here. It's all about rotation, knowing basically trying to anticipate where the zone is going to go. On Erangel, what I like to do and what I did for my way of reaching Conqueror in Season 3 is in Erangel, I usually find myself always finding the center zone. Wherever the zone's going, you immediately will find either a building or basically a building, and you're going to hunker down and basically defend it as if that was your house right there. Anyone coming in, always finding center zone. On Miramar, I play a little bit differently. Miramar, I'm on the outside of the zone. I'm basically trailing the zone as you are coming in, which is very, very important because more often than not, Miramar, you're not ending in a lot of buildings like you often find yourself in Erangel. The last couple circles are usually going to be basically wide out in the open. So I find just kind of edging the zone in, or just following it where you go. I find that's the better strategy for Miramar. Erangel is constantly finding center zone and always, always, always having a vehicle. That one guy that we did kill, we did pick up an AWM. That's another thing, especially when you're getting into the top 10. If you take someone down, make sure you go ahead and loot their bodies, because more often than not, they're going to have a bunch of goodies inside their crates, like you guys saw. This guy had an AWM, which is a one-shot, one-kill if it's a headshot, despite the amount of, or the level of armor. Another thing is you never want to give up your position when you do not need to. We saw that Jeep cruise by. We could have easily taken a couple shots at it, but basically, as you're ranking up, engaging when you need to engage. Something very, very important, not needing to give up your position when you don't need to, because at the end of the day, it's about making it into that top 10 or in that top 2. And of course, ultimately, the most points is going to be a chicken dinner. Also, health restored. There's a big difference. If you have a 5-kill game and a chicken dinner, say you get 13 points from that, and then you have and you didn't have any health restored or only a little bit, maybe less than 50. But then you have a 5-kill chicken dinner and you end up having 300 health restored, you're going to get more points. So that's another reason why people will often, in the first couple circles, hang out in the blue zone. It doesn't do enough damage to kill you. I mean, you can even run 1,500 meters in that first circle, provided you have some first aids. And you also have boosts, of course, but more damage done is going to get you more points. More points means you're going to rank up faster. Something very, very important. Kills is always going to come secondary. And like I said in the beginning of the video, if you're not in that top 15, you're going to lose points. So strategy is going to be key. So this is, we're in top 3 right now, and we have 4 kills. We already know for a fact that this is going to be a net, despite whether we get the chicken dinner or not. Now, when in Rome, I don't always like doing it, but sometimes you cannot help it, especially in third person. You are going to have to snake. It's just the way it's going to be if you're playing on Erangel. Miramar, I found myself not playing as much because there's not as many. Miramar, I'm sad to say it's not as popular as a map. So that's why you see a lot of my gameplay as I was ranking up was in fact on Erangel, simply because the waiting time is much less. But regardless, we see the bad guy. He's snaking as well. So we get that shot. I did not see a headshot get registered. But with that AWM, bam, that was it right there. And as you guys see, that was a 5-kill game. And I think we had I think that was a plus 15, so very, very solid. A 5-kill game, a similar game like that on Miramar would probably give you plus 18, somewhere in that range. So you get a few more points. But at the end of the day, every single point matters. So we broke down a couple tips and a couple strategies for you guys. Now, this is me dropping remote. Usually dropping in farm or on the outskirts of Ferry Pier is where I find myself dropping a lot on Erangel. And as you guys saw, in case you missed it, rewind the playback, you'll see there were 3 parachutes coming here as well. That's one thing. We did get a Car 98, which is very nice. No scope yet, though. That's one thing. As you guys are ranking up and you're flying or you're parachuting into what you think is a remote area, whether you're going to Gatka, outside of Ferry Pier, somewhere in the farm area, Stalber, and of course I'm just speaking about Erangel right now. Any of these places, you have to understand there's other people in your game that are also in crown that could possibly also be an ace, or they're conquerors themselves. I did find myself a few times playing against guys that were in the top 10 in the server, in the North American server. So what you need to do is you have to know how to use every single weapon in your arsenal, and this is the exact reason why I wanted to show you guys this gameplay. It's not always going to be, there's the first guy. It's not always going to be you're gonna drop remote and there's not gonna be anybody there. That's ideally that's what you would want, but at the end of the day, it's not always going to happen. Like I said, there were 3 people that dropped here with us. So that was the first guy. This guy was a bot, but as you guys know how the bots are now, you just can never be too certain. So we go ahead and we take him out. There he goes, as he was looting the crate of the real guy that shot out our door. And if you guys look, all I have is 5 rounds of 7.62. I have a pistol and I have a Kar 98, and wait till you guys see how I use them. When you're ranking up, like I said, you need to know how to use the shotgun. You need to know how to use the pistol. And of course, I mean, ideally you're going to want to find an AR, but that's not always going to happen. So right here we see a guy right outside the window. Notice I'm shooting him with the freaking pistol. We did get a headshot. So, and we are silent, so he doesn't know exactly where we are. So he's gonna go ahead and heal up, and check this out. Kar 98, right to the face, no scoped, took him out. Look at what he brought us. He's got a 4X, he's got everything that we need. Also had an AK, so now we are reared and ready to go. That's 3 kills already, and this is dropping super, super remote, you guys. So we have a guy that's trying to say hello to us right outside the balcony right here. And he's about to throw a nade. That's another thing. You need to be able to know how to dodge those nades, know their pathing, know the timing. It's very. He did touch us a little bit with that grenade. So what he's gonna do is he's gonna try to push up into our building, and we're just basically third person peeking him right now. And here you can see him just coming up the steps. He's about to throw another nade. And there we go ahead. We go ahead and take him out. Guys, that's 4 kills, 3 real, 1 bot. And as you guys see, so I fast forward through a lot of this. A lot of this was just basically finding center zone. We ended up in Pachinki, so you know that this final circle was freaking insane. You can hear all the shots firing. We have one guy that's running towards the zone as we are just outside of it. He's on the other side of that crate trying to pick it up. We do go ahead and take him out with that AK, and that's 6 kills on the books now. But like I said, you're not always going to have that favorable position. So this guy's going to come inside of our building. Notice we go ahead and rush him. We even get the headshot. But this was where I made a mistake. I did not push him hard enough. You can even hear him right there. You can hear him healing up. The only thing is I don't know exactly where he was inside the house. I thought he was inside this room. Turns out he wasn't. He went ahead and got us with the AUG. Like I said, we saw one chicken dinner. I just wanted to show you guys, use that clip as an example, because when you drop remote, it's not always going to be ideal. We saved our bacon because we knew how to use a pistol, and we basically no-scoped with the Kar 98. This one was another thing that you guys are going to find is the gameplay in the very beginning is going to be very, very slow. Again, you're not going to be having these 12, 15, 18, 37 kill games up in Conquer. I'm sorry, it's not going to happen. And all 3 of these clips are from when I was in Conquer before the new season dropped. We took out this dude. He's got an AWM. Okay, back to what I was saying. There's a lot of information I'm trying to get out to you guys in this video. Often the game will be very, very slow. As you guys saw, we just have 2 kills right now, and there's only 7 alive, but calm before the storm. It's all about that final circle. It is freaking insane, especially up here in Crown 1, Ace, Conquer. Nothing beats it. I would take a game like this over a big bot kill game any day of the week. So again, we do have an AWM, and you'll notice I have been favoring the Uzi, having 1 long range for my primary, my secondary being an Uzi or a UMP. So we go ahead and take that guy out. He was prone right outside the wall. And luckily, we were inside this barn right here. And luckily enough, in this particular game, we had the zone for about 3 zones right here. Like I said, in Erangel, you always want to find center zone because more than likely, that's where it's going to end up. So we know there's a guy just on the outside of those crates right there. And we know for a fact that he knows our position, not only do you hear our Uzi, but also the AWM. So now he's going to go ahead and make a run for it. We take 1 shot. We do get the miss. However, he's proned out, but we could just see him. We 1 shot, 1 kill with that AWM. But we'll kind of let this last circle play out. I really hope you found this video helpful. If you did, let me know down in the comment section if you'd like to see, or if you have any questions about any other tips or strategies. I mean, a lot of these topics, I can make a video on them in themselves, but that is going to do it for this one. Season 4 is right around the corner. Leave a like, drop a sub, and I'll see you guys in the very next video.